and welcome back to Newfoundland and Labrador Studies 2205. I'm Miss Fleming, and I'm here with you for this course. This is Unit 1 on Culture, Section 1, Lesson 1, What is Culture? So let's get started. First, let's take a look at the definition for culture. Newfoundlanders and Labradorians have a unique culture thanks to our shared history and the rich history of the different people who have inhabited this land. Of course, culture is the way of life of a group of people. It reflects what we value, including tangible and intangible expressions from our heritage, which is our past. For the purpose of this section, we will be examining contemporary culture. In the subsequent sections, we will take a look at traditional culture as well, and also different types of culture. Just a little reminder, because we have the chance to do so, remember, our words that are highlighted in red are terms. The words highlighted in orange are important concepts. Okay, let's keep going. Culture traits. So, features of a culture are called culture traits. And they're organized into 3 different components, like groups of similar traits. So let's talk about those different components. The first is artifacts. Artifacts are objects, tangible materials and technologies that are created by a culture. They provide basic necessities, recreation and entertainment. What you see here is from a photo I took at the rooms a number of years ago. And all 3 of these items are from a shipwreck from Red Bay, and around circa 1565, I believe. So circa meaning around that year, so we don't know if that is the exact year that it occurred. What you see here is a leather shoe, a thimble, and also a piece of wool fabric. All of these things are tangible materials created by a particular culture. Let's talk about 2 others. First, we have sociofacts, the structures and organizations of a culture that influence social behaviors. There are things like families, governments, educational systems, organizations, and religious groups. The last one is mentifacts, and they are the shared ideas, values, and beliefs of a culture. So things like religion, language, viewpoints, morals, and values. So all 3 of these things together form what's called a culture complex. Examining culture traits can provide some information about a culture, but it can be limited because you're only looking at one thing. But when we examine how culture traits connect, we gain deeper insight into that culture. When 2 or more culture traits interact with each other, they form what's called a culture complex. So you could have a particular artifact, and combining that with a sociofact will help you understand a culture complex. Same thing if you combine a mentifact with a sociofact, or an artifact with a mentifact. All of these things together and looking at how they interact help us gain a better understanding. This might be a bit confusing to wrap your head around, so let's take a look at an example. What we have here is an artifact. The artifact is a pair of ice skates. So these ice skates belong to a person. Just being the artifact itself, there's a lot of things that we don't necessarily know. So let's combine it with a sociofact. Sociofact being that there's a stadium, so it's a particular institution, that skating lessons are offered in the area that this person lives. Let's also add a mentifact. A mentifact being a particular value. Learning how to skate is an important life skill. We know that this is a value of the people who live in that area. So all 3 of those connected together could give us some idea of possible culture complexes. They could be that the person skates every day before school. They also participate in dance classes to improve their skating skills. And also all of their friends love to skate, and they watch skating during the Olympics together. All of these things could be possible culture complexes that we could understand using this artifact combined with a sociofact and a mentifact. Culture complexes help influence and define us. And throughout this course, we will examine culture traits and complexes from people who have occupied this place since time immemorial. By examining these culture complexes, you will gain a deeper understanding of our way of life today and how it may look in the future. I also wanted to add something about this photograph here. In each of my presentations, I'm going to try my very best to give you examples of different areas of Newfoundland and Labrador. Our introductory unit had some images. Our first one in the first presentation was from Nain. Earlier in this presentation was one of Brigus. This image is from Galtus. And Galtus is on the southern coast, a beautiful small community that you access by ferry. If you haven't gotten the chance to go there, I highly recommend it. It's a great place to visit. And some of you here might actually be from Galtus, so hello. So let's review. I'm going to ask you now to complete the activities we have below in Brightspace. Have fun with those, and I'll see you next time.